name is Brian Shumway. I live in New York City and I'm a photographer. I'm best known for environmental portraiture, pictures of children, and documentary photography. When people look at my work, they normally think that it's very sensitive, intimate, moody. You really get a sense of who the person is and what their life is like on a more personal level. So that's really what I bring to my photography, is sort of getting underneath the surface and really sort of saying something about the person I'm photographing. My editorial work is mainly portraiture of individual people, and it's ranged from children to shooting behind the scenes of a celebrity photo shoot for TV Guide. And it's this kind of range that I think that people like, and I can really move in and out of different situations. I've also shot investors for smart money, 3 investors who were 100 years old. One of them was still going into the office every day. Another editorial assignment that I did was an idea about a religious summer camp. These kids who are living in the inner city are taken to a summer camp that has a Christian background for a week to sort of escape their lives, and hopefully that they'll learn something and make connections with other children who are in the same experience. I also have another portrait series called Black Girl, which is a series about young black women who are trying to get into the modeling industry. The pictures are trying to get at how they see themselves in that fantasy, but also showing their real life or some sort of real surroundings that sort of counterbalance that. Happy Valley is another series. Happy Valley is a place in Utah. It's called Utah Valley. It's south of Salt Lake City, and it's predominantly Mormon, predominantly middle-class white people. On the surface, everything is fluffy and nice and fun, and everyone believes what they're supposed to and does what they're supposed to, but below the surface, there is definitely things there that people don't want to see, and experiences and feelings that people have that they don't want to acknowledge. La Chureca is a dump site in Managua, Nicaragua. It's actually the city dump. And I went down there and photographed the community that lives there. There's about 1,700 people, and over half of them are under the age of 18. So this was a project that I did that really focused on the experience of children living in this sort of extreme environment and sort of what their life was like and how they would cope in an environment like that. Pasta Pasta is actually an event that happens every week in downtown Kingston, Jamaica. And it's one of a series of street dances that happen all over Jamaica and Kingston. And it's really a cultural event. They have DJs, and it's just kind of a wild, crazy party. And so it seemed interesting, and I went down there and photographed what it was all about. Meltdown is a story that's about the present economic situation, and I shot it in New York City and Las Vegas, Nevada. Just sort of comparing and contrasting what's happening there in Las Vegas as opposed to what's happening here in New York City. As a photographer, I always want to keep my mind open, and I like to follow my curiosity, my intuition, and I like to find people, since my photography is basically about people and the human experience. I like to find people who I feel talk about that, who have something interesting about them that I would like to capture and share with other people. My name is Brian Shumway. I'm a photographer, and I'm represented by Redux Pictures.